How I got red pilled. Some guys don't get red pilled until it's too late. It's very sad actually. This is what the MGTOW movement to some extent is. It is men that they were blue pilled. I'll explain both of these a little bit later on, but they believed that once you fall in love, you get married, you guys are there forever. You're there forever, you're married, and that's it. They actually believe in the wedding vows too, together forever till death do us part and all this other crap. Divorce rate's like 50-60%. It's off the Richter scale. It is over the top. And when they get divorced, then these same guys, they realize, hang on, it wasn't for, I couldn't rely on her, I could never rely on her, I could not, love didn't help, love doesn't even matter, I couldn't even, what is going on? That's when something snaps, they lose half their money, their heart's broken, things go wrong with them, and at that point some of them just snap and they become full-blown MGTOW because, well, if it's so devastating, it can really negatively affect them. Fortunately for myself, I became red-pilled very, very early. I talk about it in my book. And I'm going to talk about that now. But before we kick it off, I'm Dave, and this channel is dedicated to giving you no bullshit, novel dating advice. If you want some coaching with me, fill out the form in the description. So, how I got red-pilled. I dare say, fortunately for me, I grew up with a damaged mother, extremely damaged mother. She was pretty much orphaned. Her parents didn't die. Her parents neglected her and gave her away to the state. She was a ward of the state. That's what we call it. That means that she didn't have any parents, and so the government looked after her and put her in an all-girls home where all these girls were there. Then they had like teachers or de facto parents or whatever that aren't real parents looking after them. And she was a damaged child from pretty much day one. I think she was also born in the back of an ambulance in a dirt road somewhere. So, and she apparently she claimed to be raped when she was in the all-girls home. Damaged woman, extremely damaged. And at 20 or 21 years old, she had me. Now, this is a damaged woman. Now, she is now currently on her third marriage, and so as you can see, because of that, I don't really trust weddings. I don't trust marriage. I don't really believe in the whole love myth because, well, objectively, the stats don't lie. The divorce rate's too high. And if you accidentally come across a woman like my mum, which there are quite a lot of them out there, she is going to destroy your life. She really is. She's going to destroy your life. And on top of that, she had two sisters. And growing up, my two sisters were both smoking a lot of marijuana. They were just so slow and so dumb. They were never educated. They never got themselves a decent job. All they did was sit on welfare their entire life and complain about men, pretty much. It was always everybody else's fault except for their own. Then they had daughters. There was a female-dominated family, and when it's a female-dominated family and the women don't believe in any sort of hierarchy, they don't believe in a meritocracy where you earn your way to the top, the hierarchy of the family, by doing things objectively right, whatever that is. You have to come up with some sort of way to have a proper meritocracy. What it was pretty much just the women controlled, and they controlled the family, and people had favor and some people didn't. And as a male in that family, I was slotted right at the bottom because they were sexist women, really sexist, despicable women. I talk about a little bit in the book. And so I understood the how bad women can treat men from the moment I was born, and these women are really disgusting human beings. They really are, and I talk about it in the book a little bit as well. So then what happened to me was I at one stage I fell in love, and I met a girl who, I was 17, she was 17, she was a virgin, we fell in love, we dated for about 6 months before we actually slept together, we actually had sex, and she was a virgin, and I thought because it was love, she was a virgin, we waited such a long time to sleep together, we had been together for what seemed to be a long time. This is something solid, you know, and then obviously you have like these solid parts. So if you're locked in as a girlfriend-boyfriend relationship, then it's kind of solid. If you lock it in as married, it's solid, you know, it's something that is cannot change. You're locked in, you should feel safe, and because of that, you can plan ahead. You see, that's part of the reason why marriage was created in the first place, from my opinion, is so that men had some sort of secure foundation, and so did women, so that they could team up together and plan for the future. But it slowly started to break away in Western society because women have decided that they can use their leverage to manipulate the government so that they can just get welfare without doing anything, and then once they hit the wall they don't need men at all. And divorce rate, I would call it divorce rape, has actually skyrocketed and gone through the roof in recent years. This will start to decline as the economies in Western societies continue to collapse, because the most productive people in Western society, objectively, this is not me being sexist or anything, objectively the most productive people over a lifetime are always men. Sure, there's a lot of productive women out there, but overall men, one-to-one, with a large enough sample size, are always way ahead when you look at the data. They add to society, so therefore the wealth will continue to go back to men as the economies start to collapse in a lot of Western societies. So what happened to me was we were 17 years old, it was love. What happened was, on my 18th birthday we slept together, and it was like, oh, okay, this is it, you know, this is it, this is love, and we're gonna be together. I don't know what I was thinking back then, but not long after we slept together, what happened was she went to a party, and she went to this party, and she started making out and kissing this other guy. They fooled around a bit, and at one stage she was running around the party looking for a condom. But I discovered later on that this guy she would continuously make out with at a party all the time, and then she became my girlfriend in between. And then when she saw him again, he just assumed that he can make out with her anytime, anyway, regardless, you know? And that was kind of how it worked out. But you see, I obviously got in a physical fight with him. There was a lot of blood, because that's just, you know, I was obviously pretty distraught. We sorted that out. I took her back, stupidly enough. And then it was very turbulent. And at the end of it, what happened was, one of my friends, when we broke up, she ended up sleeping with one of my friends. And some men never learn. Some men don't learn from all the other people's mistakes. They don't learn from their own mistakes, and they think that this is just one-off bad girl. the vast majority of women are hypergamous, and so they are going to always want to find either another man or a better man or a more convenient man, a man with more money, depending on what they want at that particular moment, at that particular time, maybe just a man that's closer. This is how it is, and that women always have like a side dick. They've always got a backup option. This is just how it is, and you guys need to come to terms with that. And come to terms with the realization that you can only rely on yourself. You need to improve yourself. You need to have a way to bring money in. You need to be educated. You need to be reading lots of books, not just books like this, but educational books as well. This is an autobiography, but many other books, you know, like, I don't know, I've got a whole ton of books here that I read on a whole multitude of different topics. But yeah, you should always be, you know, improving yourself. And oh, this is an interesting one. Great Britain. This was the span of an empire. You should always be expanding your mind. Geopolitics, that's my obsession really. Economics, geopolitics, and how that intermingles with the rise and fall of nations and things like that. I think that's very interesting, but you can only rely on yourself. And that's the message behind getting red-pilled, is really self-improvement. Make sure you have skills with how to build a business, how to bring enough money in. And on top of that, another aspect is obviously being able to bring new girls into your life. Having that skill is a lifelong lesson, a lifelong skill, because you never really know what's going to happen with your current girlfriend or wife. You should always be focusing on bringing new girls in and having the skill to do so. So if you want to learn some skills to do so, you can sign up and fill in the form in the description and get some one-on-one coaching with me. We can do chats anywhere in the world, and I just have strategy sessions, and I figure out where you're going wrong, what you're doing, how life is for you. I bring a lot of experience to the table, and we can get on with that as soon as you fill out that form in the description. And for the rest of you guys out there, click the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.